All right, guys, check it out. This is what we're doing here. So we've got this Instagrammer, Jess Wiseman. I always follow her. She's super dope. But she's got this plugin she's using that allows you to move a camera or move your iPad, and then take that motion and bring it into, there it is, and then bring it into Blender. And a lot of people are like, yo, I want to do this. This is dope. How do I do this? And I've gotten around it. I actually have the app. And again, like I said, if you go to their website, Virtual Cam Blender, here it is. It only works for Blender 3.4 and 3.6, right? They are working on a newer version, which I found out. I went to their website here. We scroll down here and about Virtual Camera. That is what the app is called, Virtual Camera. Virtual Camera 2 coming soon. So that's something updated. Our current version of Virtual Camera is now available for free. So you can download this thing for free. But it only works with, like I said, Blender 3.6 and 3.8. So you'll have to download an older version of Blender and then do what you need to do, which I'm probably going to play around with that. And I have the newest version of Blender, not the newest, but right now I'm using Blender 4.2 and it doesn't work. Okay. So this is another way that I get around doing it. This is what I've done in the past. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to track some footage and I'm going to show you here. Let's go ahead and, matter of fact, I'm going to load it up now. First thing first, so this is going to be all about tracking, okay, and how we can take, I simulated me moving with my camera, simulated the movement I want. I want to track this camera and I want to take this camera data and I'm going to bring it into a different scene. I'm going to bring it into a scene that I made last night on last night's stream doing, let me quickly show you that what I made last night. Pop this open really fast. So last night I made this render. Here we're in my Blender right now. We're in my Blender Octane Skool community, private community here. I'm giving 7-day free trials. I'll post the link down in the description of this and in the comments if you're here on the live stream, so you guys can take a look at it. Lots of good stuff in here, but check it out. I made this stream last night and I want to now make a reel with this. And on my reel, I want to basically be able to move around and then, you know, do the deal. So I'm going to take that camera data and then bring it into this scene. That's my whole goal. So I said, you know what? I'm going to document the whole journey while I'm live. Okay. So we're going to watch this happen live here. And let me quickly clean up my other screens here. Alrighty. And on top of that, let me quickly dump that link in there for anybody who's interested in our getting in. And what do you got here? Turn that off. So totally unscripted. That's how I roll these days now. I'm tired of sitting here trying to script out a video for a week and then trying to make, you know what? It just takes too long to provide information for you guys. So what I'm going to do here is let me quickly dump this link in here to get this administrative stuff out of the way. Bear with me. All right, so I'm gonna drop the Discord link also in here. So we got the Discord for Blender Octane in here. So take a look at that. That's gonna be in here. Oh, dude, I totally just messed up the Discord link by deleting one of the characters. Anyways, let's just put this in here for now. We'll get to that later. Actually, Discord link's already in the description of this video. But the 7-day free trial is not, okay? So make sure you grab that. It's 7 days. I can't talk right now. And let me make sure audio and everything is good. Make sure everything is showing up. Okay. The comments are showing up. Okay. It looks like we are clear for departure. Buckle your seatbelts or fasten your seatbelts because here we go. Oh, and we got some dope music in the background playing. I love it. Here we go. Tracking. So I got my footage shot on my cell phone, nothing special. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm using Blender 4.2. Am I? No, I think I'm using Blender Octane right there. I'm just going to use Blender 4.2. I don't know if you guys can hear that audio, but it's jamming. Music's coming to you from Artlist. Here we go. First thing first, I'm going to jump over to the editing tab. So let's come in here and go video editing. And I'm gonna import my footage. I'm just breaking my footage down into single images because it works better. That's just the workflow I do. If I can navigate it to my folder here. Okay, there it is. And we're gonna change this to 1080 by 1920, right? And then we're just gonna go rotate 90. Hang on, we're in here, rotate 90. Boom, there we go. Frame FPS was 30 FPS. Well, I got, okay, that's good. Scene range, let's set our scene range. This goes to 283 frames. We're gonna set this to 283. And then I'm gonna set this to set my output. Put this in a separate folder here. That's what I'm doing, guys, off screen here. All right, got that saved where I want it. I'm gonna change from MPEG video to we're just gonna do PNG sequences. It's easy. I'm not gonna do EXRs for this. It's not that serious. We're just gonna we just want tracking data. That's all I want, and that's pretty much it. And render animation. So let's let that export. Just for those of you, if anybody does any streaming out there, I just downloaded Stream Ninja, which is super dope. If you're using OBS, Stream Ninja is free. It allows me to pop up chat. It allows, like, when chat's coming in, like, boom, they'll show up on screen. It's like, it's super dope. They'll show up on screen like that, and it's really nice. It really helps with trying to communicate with the chat and stuff like that. And it's free and it's really customizable. So I really like it. So Chatbot or Chat Ninja. Chat Ninja. It's free. Not sponsored or anything, just giving FYI, just giving information. Looks like we're almost done here. And again, this is what oh, here's the setup. Just got some tracker markers that I made. So I've just thrown these on the table. This is going to basically represent where the node that's going to be the item that I want to track. So literally, like, okay, this is my CG item, and boom, got those tracker markers there. All right, boom. Now I'm going to go to a new file, and I'm actually going to go to my new file, my normal standard new file here. Actually, I'm probably going to go to my, it was taking so long. Oh, Blender crash. What's not? That's nothing new. This is not even Blender Octane. This is just standard Blender 4.2. Hurry up then. If you're going to crash, just crash. Right. Typical, right? I'm going to go ahead and just load up my normal version of Blender Octane standalone. This still works in the standard Blender. It's no big deal because we're just doing tracking. But I'm just doing this for the sake of when I bring in my track camera into my 3D scene that's already built, I don't want to have any issues with my shading and stuff like that. Okay. So while I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and go into the motion tracking tab. This should be normal. And then what I'm going to do is come over to my settings, output settings. We're going to go 1080 by 1920, 30 FPS. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and save my output. All right, and then we're just gonna call this cam track underscore V1. And then that makes you guys zoom in because 1 is my zoom in feature. All right, good. Now we're gonna open our footage up. Go ahead and bring in my footage. All right, boom, there's my footage. And it's acting kind of weird here just because my color space for Octane is set to raw, which is no big deal. So if I come here to settings, color management, see raw, that's what it needs to be set for. I'm gonna set it to standard for now because we're just doing tracking. All right, good. Now tracking, here we go. This is the way I do my tracking here. We're gonna go ahead and set scene frames and prefetch our memory into memory. And I'm gonna go ahead and choose perspective. Let's go fine. We're gonna go normalize. I'm gonna go to track details. We're gonna go 0.9, and we need to just start setting some tracks here. I'm gonna drop a track right here in the middle. I'm gonna open up this track window. And again, if I'm going a little too quickly, guys, you can always just watch this back and slow it down. It's no biggie, okay? I'm gonna scroll this up so I want more space here. And let's press Control T. Hang on a second. Control T. Why aren't you tracking? Interesting. Hang on here. See what's up. Why are we tracking? Control, left mouse click, drop a tracker, Control T. Ah, it only brought in one frame. Why did it bring in one frame? It only brought in one frame. That's why we're not tracking. What's going on there? Open. Did I only render one frame? Plate. Nope, there's all my frames. All. Open clip. Frame range. Set frame range. Eh? What is it? 283 was supposed to be the frame range? Okay. What the heck's going on? So this is a good problem shoot, like while we go live. Why is this I don't understand what's going on here. Select all frames. Okay, when in doubt, restart Blender. Dude, what the heck's going on there? Actually, I'm gonna go 4.2. I don't know what's going on. Glad this is happening while we're live so you guys can see how to deal with problems, because ready-made tutorials always don't, they cut out the problems, right? Make it look so easy. Again, motion tracking tab, open file. All right, files, open. Preset stream. Okay, there it goes. Now it worked. 283. Prefetch. Interesting. I don't know. All right, now let's go back and set our stuff up here. 1080 by 1920. 30 FPS. For me, set my color space back to standard. Okay. Now let's go back to our tracking data here. Actually, I'm gonna go to tracking data. I'm gonna go here to blurry footage just because it's not, but I get better results when I do that. Fine. Normalize. 0.9. Okay. Let's drop this up. Oh, drop that there. Drop that there. All right, Control T. Now we're tracking. All right. Don't know what's going on there. And let's just repeat this. Let's get some more tracks. Again, we need a minimum of 8 tracks. I'm going to go ahead and click another one here. Get that there. Control Shift T. Tracks backwards. I'm going to go ahead and click here. Control T. Gets all the way through. Good. Click here. And let's open that up a little bit more. Control Shift T. Good. Let's click this next guy here. And Control T. Track forward. Click here. Scale it up a little bit. Control Shift T. Good. And let's click here. This is why I also chose blurry footage, because look, a little of this stuff is not that sharp there. Like we might have trouble on this one. Let's make it bigger. Control T, shift forward. Oh, I made it through. Nice. Let's hit it here. Scale it up a little bit. Control Shift T, track backwards. All right, good. That's 7 tracks. We need a minimum of 8 tracks. Now what I'm going to do is come in here and I'm going to switch these to perspective just to change it up a little bit and give it as much information as possible. Press Control T. Oh, no, I don't do that. Press Control and left mouse button click. I'm going to scale this one up to get the whole tracker. Like this. And Control T. Now, since it's a bigger tracker, it's reading more data. It's going to take a little bit longer. Actually, I probably shouldn't have made it that big. I probably should have made it more of the size of the tracker. Because it's like this search area here is searching through all that too. And I already probably crashed Bender. Let's see. Can it make it through? Might have made that one too big. Yeah, it's taking way too long. Okay. Man, I didn't save either. Let's hit escape. Okay, it did it. Whew. Okay, let's go ahead and bring that down. I'm going to bring that down to like this size. And press Control. Let's save. Let's go ahead and save while we can. Right. All right. That's saved. Now let's go ahead and do it again. Control T. Now we're moving. And you see how much slower it's going? Because we're tracking more data. But it's moving. Another thing, when I was shooting this footage, I was purposely making sure that I kept the trackers in screen, nothing went off screen, because when it goes off screen, the tracker stops. So like, I'm thinking about the track while I'm shooting the footage. Like, that's key. All right, just gotta make this one a little bit bigger right here. And it's gotta maybe something like that. Control Shift T. All right, now that's going a little bit quicker too. So that's just, you know, think about the track when you're doing the track. Are your tracker markers nice and contrast? See, these tracker markers are ideal. Like compared to the background, these things stick out so easily and it's easy for it to read. So doing all this stuff really helps your track. All right. Control T. And even if you don't use tracker markers, you need to think about what are you going to track? Like what markers or what items or things in your scene that are heavy contrast that are going to be good tracker markers. And one thing to notice too, a lot of people think like dots are good. Like rounded edges are kind of not the best tracker markers. Like these tracker markers, you see everything kind of like hard edge, hard contrasting, sharp edges. That's like easier for it to pick up on than like a, you know, 3 little dots. You know, I would kind of just download some tracker markers on YouTube. I literally went to Google and it said free tracker markers, or just take not screenshot, what is it, yeah, just search tracker markers image, and then I printed these out and then I put them on pieces of cardboard. Literally, that was it. I mean, you can buy some, but they're, you know, Why buy them when you can just make them yourself? Control Shift T, track backwards. So like when I'm out on location or something, I've got those big guys. I'll throw a couple on the floor or on the ground and then do my track, because I know how to paint these out. So it's like super easy. And then these other ones are really small, actually a little bit too small for when I'm shooting outside. Probably should make another set. Okay, how many tracks do we have? 11. I think we might have enough. Let's get a couple more here over here, especially like this guy back here. Let's get him. Control T. Okay, that's good. 12. Why not? Let's get one more. More data the better, especially when it comes to tracking. Control Shift T. I gotta go to the bathroom. All right, so now let's go ahead and solve this here. So again, I know I shot with my cell phone footage, but I'm just gonna leave it like we don't know what we're doing here. We don't have any data as far as tracking information. Let's go to solve. I want focal length and radial distortion. I really don't need distortion. I'm gonna go focal length, optical center. Keyframe, we'll tab that. We might change it later. And let's go ahead and save first. All right. And matter of fact, I'm going to come back in here and go to save as, and I'm going to go ahead and change this here. Especially when I'm tracking _ V1 version 1. All right, boom. Now let's solve it. Solve camera motion. That was just too easy, guys. Already off the back, we got a 2.8 air. Look at our air, 2.8. That's like, I would walk away. I'm done. Like, that's exactly what, but that's also because of what the setup, like I knew, I look at the blue line. An ideal track, a 0.000 will be a straight line here. We're at 0.28. Like, that's because I had good trackers. I knew what I was gonna do. I didn't have any tracks go off screen. These tracks stay on screen the whole time, and that's why we got that error. I'm gonna leave it right there. So what we're gonna do is select this first one. I'm gonna say set origin. Oh no, I can't do that first. I need to blah blah blah. What was I gonna do? I'm gonna export this track out as an Olympic camera. So what I want to do, let me just think for a moment, guys. Okay, I'm gonna do, I don't know if I want to do camera scene setup. I don't want it. Let's click this first one here, and I'm gonna go set origin. Why is it not letting me set origin? Okay, maybe I have to do camera scene setup. Hang on, let's take this. Let's go 1, 2, 3. Set floor. Nope, no object to apply. Okay, so I have to. No, we don't have to do it that way. I can do it like Ian Hubert style. We come over here to the scene. We're gonna add in a camera. Let's do that. Add in a camera. There's my camera. Now that we have a camera in, we need to come over here to our camera constraints, objects. We need to add in a camera solver. Right. Once we have a camera solver, okay, now we can see our points over there. That's good. Now I should come here, select this, set origin. Right, good. Select 3 of them. Set floor. Okay, that's good. That looks like that's working over there. And I'm gonna stop there. Let's go over to our layout tab. And there's my camera, right? I'm gonna jump into my camera and we should start seeing the movement. There it is. That technically that's it. There's the movement of my camera. That's all I really want for this scene, because I'm gonna take this and import it into my other CG scene. But that's how I literally just took the movement of the camera, okay? Now, let's do something else here. There's something else that we might need to do, especially since we're doing 1080. Since we're doing vertical, we need to come back over to our camera and we need to change this camera from auto sensor to horizontal. Okay, make sure you do that. That has to be done. Otherwise it's not gonna be right. And then if I add in background image, load image, add image, go to my image plate that we took, go ahead and load that in. And we should see that. There it is. Right? And it's a little slow to play that back because it's struggling to bring in PNGs. That's where you can make a proxy file. For example, I'll show you how to do it while we're here. Like if you want faster playback, let's go back to our tracking scene. And on our footage, we can come over here, it says proxy. We scroll this down, click on this, and we want to say 50% proxy of the original file. Build proxy. Make sure your file has to be saved so you know where this is at. And then you can see down here at the bottom, oh, it's already finished. Now if we go back to our layout, and if I come over here to our camera and our background images, we want to scroll down to, not there, there is a setting. Oh, image sequence source? No. How do I do that? I always see that when I do track setup. Background. Oh, the heck with it. There should be a button that allows me to switch and show it. I'm not seeing that. But anyways, just reload it. I come in here. Oh, you know why? Probably because I have to be a movie clip. We go to movie clip, open movie clip, play. Open. Okay, see, yeah, you have to be on movie clip. And you're on movie clip, and then now if I come over here to proxy render size, we did a 50% proxy. We click on 50%. Boom, look at our playback now. Dude, that's a tight track. Look at that, it's on. So I can add CG in or whatnot in this, but we're not worried about it. I just want the tracking data. Okay, good. Now, this is where I need to come and go to my constraint, and I'm gonna say create F-curve with object. Okay, so basically it made keyframes. It made a bunch of it keyframed it on this. Okay, and then now what I want to do is with my camera selected, make sure your camera is selected. I want to come over here to file, and I'm going to say, and before this, let's save before. I'm going to go save incremental. So now it says save V2, just in case it crashes and does something weird. So now I'm going to go export Olympic ABC file. Right, Olympic ABC, yes, everything is right. Make sure I said include selection only. What I have selected, I only wanted to export that. 183 frames, one, okay, that's good. Export Olympic. Boom. All right, now we just saved that. Now I should be able to go to my CG file, which was this scene here. Ooh, this is exciting, guys. I haven't done this in a long time, to be honest. Like the last time I did this, I think sometime last year I did this whole workflow that I'm doing here. Looks like Blender's gonna crash again. What's up with Blender crashing today? I probably need to restart my computer. Yep, it's gonna crash again. I don't know what's going on. I can't restart now, but anyways. So now I want to bring up my CG. Now I want to take my camera and bring it into my CG scene. And let's open up my file from last night. So here's my scene from last night. And I'm going to save this as a different name too, so I don't mess it up. Matter of fact, I'll just save it in a different folder. Okay. And now, this is the scene. I have a camera already in this scene. But we don't see nothing because of this. Let's go to my layout. I'm going to take this camera and just hide it. I don't want to see that right now. I don't want to render that. Matter of fact, I'm just going to delete it. Actually, no, I'm going to leave it there because I want, you know, we're going to need it for positioning. So what we want to do, import our other camera first. Import Olympic. There it is. Bring that in. And there it is. Okay. Now, if we jump into camera view, we're going to see this camera here. And I'm going to switch that. I want to go. I don't want to see that. Let's just click on this button here. Boom. There we go. Now we hit play. Boom. Right. But our aspect ratio is off because our settings are not red. Let's go to settings. 1080 by 1920. 30 FPS. And there it is. Okay. Now we gotta get our camera in that position where it's, you know, focused on something that we want it to focus on. And what I think, I can't remember, I think I can just drag my camera. Oh, actually we can't. Okay, so what we need to do is make a empty. Empty. Where's it empty? I'm blind. Oh, here we go. Empty. I'm gonna grab an empty. And I'm gonna say, grab this. I'm gonna go. What am I gonna do? I want to put it in the position of the empty. So go to cursor. No, that's not working either. Okay, so let's grab here, Shift S, cursor to selected. Click on my empty, Shift S to cursor. Okay, good. There's that. Select my child, select my parent, Control P, parent object. Now grab my, there we go. Now we can move our camera. Okay. So from here, I'm going to drag my camera down and play. Why is this so erratic? Interesting. We'll figure it out later. Hang on. Let's go back to frame 1. I don't know. Why did it get all weird now? Hang on. Play it back up there. Didn't seem like it was so erratic. Undo. Hang on. Undo. 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 No, it is erratic. Redo. Okay, well, we'll figure something out. Hang on. Redo. 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 Control Shift Z. Control Shift Z. Redo. 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 All right, and we grab this. I'm gonna bring this here. Go to top here. Let's try to bring it down to here. And what I could do is grab my other camera that I want the data, and then grab the empty, and then press Control C with copy attributes enable, copy location. Or did I do that the opposite? I think I did that the opposite way, right? Come on. I totally ruined the position of my original camera. But anyways, let's go ahead and drag this back down to here. Just try to get this in the position. Rotate it. Okay, it's getting there. Click on the camera now. And I think I should be able to play with my focal length. Yep, okay. This other camera is distracting me. Turn that off. Actually, turn off the light too. Hey, hello, hello. Do a little bit of tracking stuff here. And influence of the tracking here. This was a 285, I think our full length was. Interesting. All right, let's jump in the camera. So our camera is, I think it has to do with the scale. I wonder why the camera's getting so weird, like super shaky. It wasn't that shaky in the original track, right? All right, let's go back to 50 millimeter on that for a moment. Let's grab our empty. Let's go to the top view. Let's just try to get this so it stays in the frame. Interesting. So for the sake of it, I want to see something here. Let's turn this off. Let me come back and import our camera back in just to see. Import camera. Jump into there. Huh. Yeah, it is that jittery. I don't know why. Object path camera. Time offset. Render procedural. Velocity. Seconds. I feel like it's a scale issue. Like the scale seems like it's off to me. Because if we go back to track, look how much smoother that looks. Right? Look how much smoother that. You know what other thing we could do? Check it out. Let's just go backwards. Let's go backwards. We've got this. Let's import the 3D into this shot. Since we know we got this tracked here, right? Let's go ahead and import that. Okay, so let me do this. Let's go back to our scene. And I just want to do a little bit of housekeeping over here to make sure everything's in the right collection. I want all of this with the light. Let's put the light in the same collection. Work. The only thing we don't need in here is the camera. Don't need the camera. But I want all of this stuff to be in the right collection. Okay, work. There we go. Save this. Go back over to track V2. And let's save this as a different version because we have such a solid track. We don't want to mess that up. Save incremental. This will be V3. Now on V3, let's go ahead and do a file append. And we want to back up to here to our Blender node, cover, collection, All right, good. Now we jump in. Let's see. Yeah, it's just so much smaller. That's what I was kind of wondering. Okay, it's just so much smaller. So my next question is, how can we get our camera to be a little bit more? Oh, scale. We didn't set the scale. That's one thing. Okay, we didn't set the scale. Let's save this. Let's go back to file number 2. Actually, let's go back to file number 1. Number 1 was before we. Okay, good. I didn't set the scale in here. So what we need to do is set the scale in the track. And let's take. I had these two, and actually I can find out how far they are right now. They're still set up on the table. Let me get a ruler. And of course, my daughter was playing with my ruler, so I know not where I put it. Ah, kids. Let's just eyeball it. Let me go into we're meters here. Calculator. We want length. I'm gonna say it's inches. Let's say it's like 5 inches. No, not 5 meters, 5 inches. 5 inches. Let's go with that. 0.127. I'll take it. So between here, we're going to say it's 0.127. Set scale. Now you can see that makes everything a lot smaller here. And where is that in comparison to my guy? Yeah, that's kind of a little bit more the size that I was working in my original file. Okay, that works out good. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to export this data out now that we have it set. We're going to go save as. I'm gonna save it over V2, save it over track V2, save as V2, render out F curve. There's our F curve. Export this out as an Olympic file. Make sure only selected is there. There it is. Again, we're saving over that other Olympic file. Export Olympic file. That is done. File again, save. Let's go ahead and open up now. Let's go ahead and import append work collection. Okay, that's a little bit better. Yeah, that's actually a lot better. That's what it is. Okay, now what we just appended in, I'm gonna go G, rotate on the Z. Like that. Now if I click on my camera, I can play with the focal length. We can back this out. I shot it with I think it was a 90mm lens. I wanted to have the 90mm lens because I like the depth of field for the 90mm. So for this camera, in order to move it, we can move it. No, but we move it, it's gonna snap back to where it's at. So the way we get around that is we take our camera, we're gonna go Shift S, cursor to select it, Shift A, add in an empty. There is our empty. And then we're going to grab our camera, parent it to mama, and hit Control P, right? And now if we grab this, we can move this camera and it can still move on its own, right? So I just wanted to move it back a little bit. Okay, I like that better. And let's come to the side view. And I'm going to take my camera and even pull it up a little bit more. Go to viewport over here so I can see what my camera's doing. And G. Now hit play. Come over here, let's get this a little bit more centered. Boom. That's how we take tracked camera data, real tracked camera data, and add it into our CGC. Looks like I still could work on the positioning a little bit better. Move it to the side a little bit here. Cool. Now, the only thing that to me, it still seems like it's a little bit still too shaky. How can we smooth that out just a tad bit? Let's go into my animation tab. I want to see something. Can I come in here to graph editor? Oh my goodness, I can. So we could technically interpolation handle. There is a smoothing option. I've seen it done before in Blender. Like you can smooth your keyframe out. Oh, there it is. Key, smooth, smooth. I don't think I used it properly, but oh no, it looks a little bit smoother. Yeah, I think I did use it. Alternative, where is that at? Where's the settings for that? Modifiers? No, F-curve. Smooth. Yeah, that's totally ah, it is working. Dude. That's dope. That's dope. It is working. It smoothed it out. Look at that. Ah, that is awesome. All right, let's save this as version 3. Camera track version 3. Oh, what did I do? Whoa, 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 whoa. What did I do? Oh no, dude, what did I do? Did I not save? Did I say don't save? I think I said don't save, huh? Oh no. I think I just did don't save, revert. No, that's not what we want. Let's go back to version 2. Oh, dude, I didn't save it, man. I can't believe I just did that. Anyways, that's why we saved version 2. At least we didn't have to start over. Ah, man, that totally sucks. All right. So now I need to... Dude, that sucks. Okay, now I know how to do it. It's no big deal. It's no big deal. Okay. Oh, that totally sucked. Import. Append. Work. Yes. Jump in here. There it is. Rotate Z. That's what I want. I like that shot. There it is. Right? You see how it's all wobbly, super bumpy? But that's no... Now what I'm going to do... Grab this. Cursor to selected. Right? Shift A, add in an empty. Let me scroll that down just a little bit. There's my empty. Grab the camera, parent it to mama. Control P, hit object. Boom, there it is. So now we jump into there. Okay, good. Come over here. come over here. Actually, I want this to see so I can see what I'm doing. And then over here, I'm going to grab my empty to just re-finesse this shot here a little bit. Come in here. I want to pull it back a little bit like that. Actually, that's it. I just want to pull it back a little bit. Okay, but I don't want it to go past the box like how it is a little bit right there. It's going past the box. No big deal. Bring it back. Like that. And let's come back into my camera. Select my camera. I want to go to a 90mm shot. Okay, on my 90mm shot, we need to pull that back and up a little bit like that. Okay, let's go to my front. Let me fully watch it through this one cycle here. I need to move it just a little bit to the left. Yeah, because it gives that a shot right there. Okay, come back here to top view. Let's move it over to the left. Actually, left, like there. Not too far to the left. Just go GY. Just trying to get it to center up as being in the center in the shot as much as possible. Okay, I like that. Now let's save it. Jesus Louise. Save as V3. Save. Okay. Now let's come over here and let's dial in the camera. I set this to render. Okay, and this is a new scene, so the lighting, oh, my HDRI and all my lighting is completely different. That sucks. Okay, so that's why I wanted to import the camera into my scene, because I don't want to reset all this stuff up. But now that I know how this process works, it really shouldn't be that hard to. So bear with me, let's try that again. Let me go ahead and open up my original scene, which was this, right? This is the original scene. Make sure everything looks right. There it is. I like the scene. I like the lighting. I just want to add that movement of a camera into this scene, right? So let's go ahead and save this as V3 version. Under camera track. I'm going to go to camera track V3. Save this as that. Okay. Now, what I think I can even do, guys, how could we just take the camera constrained data and pairing it to this camera? Let's try that. So if I take this camera and I go, oh, I just forgot something. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Just realized Okay. Forgot I should have been posting this link with my community. Like, I totally forgot. You guys don't realize 7-day free trial to my Blizzard Octane community, which I just totally neglected them by not posting this link in the community. All right, good. So we're back at it. Now, we want to see if we can take camera data and put it to this. First of all, let's get our aspect ratio, or we save this file so we're not messing up originals. Let's go ahead and go back to 1080 by 1920. 30 FPS. And then, was it 285 or something? 285 was the frame range. So, hang on. Now, okay, let's import that camera. Import Olympic camera. There it is. So that's imported. I really wish we could export the solve camera, which I don't know how to do, but for now, let's just, we got this camera here, right? Jump in that camera. This is what that camera sees. Obviously, that's not right. No issue. So what we need to do is get this camera in position. And we know how to get that camera in position now. All we do is go, let me hide this light because I don't want to see it. Stuff right now. Grab this, Shift S, cursor to selected, add in an empty. All right, there's my empty. I'm gonna scale it down just a tad bit. Grab my child, grab mama, Control P, parent the object. Now I want to get this into position of the shot. So let's come over here. Let's go to the top view. And also for the sake of it, let me turn on passport. There we go. Now let's grab our empty. Rotate. Rotate it like that. G, bring it over here. Okay. And then let's go to maybe front view. Bring it up. Right. And then let's go back to top view. Let's bring it back on the Y. There we go. That's kind of something when I'm looking. And then let's come to the side. And I'm just going to go like bring it up even higher to get this frame, this shot. Now we hit play. Again, it's a little bit too far to the, well, I don't know. I think it's a little too far to the left there. Let's come back here to top view. GX. There a little bit. And I went too far. Let's go GX. A little bit, split the difference. That's too far. GX. I think it's actually cool. It makes kind of like the naturalness of being not handheld. Okay, now let me see what this looks like as far as the focal point, because the focal point probably definitely shifted around because okay, we definitely need to work on, oh, I my light, there it is. Okay, man, this is cool. Now if I grab this camera here, let me grab my camera. Let me turn on my limits so I can see stuff. And the focal point. I need to. Oh, it's on autofocus. Yeah, we gotta set that off. Let's turn that off. And let's go ahead and set our focal point. Because it was a still shot, so that's why I don't have any of this set. Let's go something like that. And then that's gonna move around, right? Which I think I want, so I can get a little bit of, and f-stop 2.8. Let's go ahead and see. Dial this in a little bit better. And let's go to various points in the render here to see. And lighting's a little bit dim here, so for the still image, for this little bit, I'm gonna go ahead and probably bring up this to 0.8. A little bit more light there. And I feel like I might want to go a little bit tighter on this shot. Maybe like 60. Okay, I like that. Save everything. That's cool. We did it. Now, fine tuning. This camera movement is a little bit rough, like bumpy and like that, but no problem because we know how to smooth that out. Now let's go to the animation tool. Animation tool. Let's click on our camera. Let's go to... how come I can't see my camera data? Like we saw before in the other one, it was smooth and we can smooth out the animation. F track. Olympic file. Dude, can we not smooth this now? Do I need to smooth it before I bring it? Constraint. F constraint. Constraint. Cache. Oh no. I might have to do it before I export it. Yep, I might have to do it before. Because now I don't see how to access the data for the camera. See how it's all super wobbly? Okay. Well, I needed to do the smoothing animation before. That sucks. Well, anyways, I think how long have we been going? Oh, we're already at an hour. Okay, so what I'm going to do is send this to the render network so I can render the file out and see what it looks like. But first thing we need to make sure we turn on make sure our motion blur is turned on. I want motion blur turned on for the camera. Okay, so let's click on the camera. Oh, hang on. I got to give my camera the anamorphic love. So I want my aperture aspect ratio to be 2 because this is how the original was. And then I want my aperture edge to be 2. And the only thing that sucks about this camera is like I have my city camera has way more settings that I tweaked on it. Like this camera kind of sucks as far as settings here. Like I use a universal camera. Universal camera. Let me go to here quickly and see if I can pick my settings. See, universal camera, f.6. I really want all those settings. And if we come here, Universal camera. Anyways, that'll be for another day. I'm done. Whatever. I just need to render this thing out so we can take a look at it. Mission has been completed. It's been a journey, but we got the mission completed. So let me switch this back to let's panoramic. There we go. 2.8 f-stop. We're using 2.6 f-stop. That's good. 2 anamorphic. I'm gonna give this 8 bokeh lenses on my camera there. And I need to make sure the motion blur is turned on this. I click here, turn on motion blur. There we go. Motion blur is turned on. Main motion blur should be also turned on for my scene. Yep, motion blur is turned on. We're gonna go to 40. A little bit more. And then my render settings. Let's go ahead and save this. Render settings. 800. I'm going to use pretty much the same settings I had for the render itself because they're not that bad. They're not, it shouldn't take that long to render one frame. Let's find out how long it's going to take to render one frame. $800 samples. Might be a little bit overkill for this render, but we'll find out and see how clean it looks. I think I might want to back off a little bit on the depth of field, because the depth of field is also the reason why the render times is kind of up a little bit. Taking a little bit longer because I'm also doing a live stream and I'm using OBS, and I've got a lot of GPU heavy. Like this whole real time removing the background is all using the GPU, so this is giving me a false time. But I just want to see quality of render. So that took about a minute at 800. Let's just see how clean it looks. I think that's okay. Depth of field is a little bit too much. Cut the depth of field in half. Alright, depth of field times 2. Let's go 5. Let's actually just go 6. And let me get a little bit more light into my scene. That also helps with it. Not that much light. It's like 1.2. And maybe turning this light up just a tad bit. $75, yeah, it's 75 watt. Let's go at 85 watts. A little bit more light in the scene there. HDRI set to, let's go 0.9. Oh, and I do have some quite a lot of subsurface going on too. I forgot about that. That's probably also why we're getting some a little bit high render times. Where's it keep doing? Okay. Cool. We'll do that one more time. We'll go ahead and save that. Render that. See what that looks like. And then I'll render out an Orbix file. Send it to the render network. For those of you who hung around in the stream or watching or come back later, I will have a link. I will download. Actually, I'm going to post it in here now. A link where you guys can get free render time on the render network. See if I can find the thingamabobber. Here we go. And let me get my link to give you guys some free render credits. There it is. And if you are still watching this at this point here, whoop, that's not what I wanted to show you. This is what I want to show you. There you go. That is the website. Zoom in for you here. Bing. That is the website to get some free render credits for Octane, Blender, for actually not just Octane Blender, but for, check it out, for all this stuff down here, right? Get 30 free credits. Drop your email in there. How do you get your credits? Drop your email. And, oh, somebody is here. There you go. Get those free credits, baby. Render Network, one step away from transforming your workflow. Whether you're using Blender Octane, Cinema 4D, Houdini, Unreal Engine, will help you cut your render times by 90%. It's true. I've done it many times, and I'm going to do it right now after this. At a fraction of a cost, so free. Get 30 free credits or enough for 300 frames or 30 seconds of animation, right? Enjoy. Get that. Get it. All right. So let's go ahead and see what our render's looking like. Okay, it's taking about 59 seconds. That's all right. I'm not worried about time because I'm going to put this on the network, like I said. I'm just worried about cleanness. Like, does it look... We're pretty much noise free. And this is still not the... Let's look at the denoise version. Denoise version. Ah, it looks crispy. I love it. Good. All right, we're done. So let's go ahead and export an Orbix file, or Octane Orbix file. We're in the same file. There it is. I'm going to go ahead and export. Oh, and Blender crashes. Why not? Of course, it's supposed to crash. It's Blender, right? And that's all right. That's why we saved. And that's why we saved mini versions, right? Come back over here to recent files, track 3, and export Orbix file. Save. There we go. Now it's going to go ahead and export that. And down here at the bottom, we can see it's going to export Orbix file. Then you got to wait for it. After it says 100%, and then it's going to render out the camera data. So it says 100%, but it takes a little bit of time there for it to really kick in. And I should have made sure I had the proper camera also selected. I had multiple cameras in my scene. Which I think I probably had the wrong camera select. I probably should just delete the other camera. Okay, now you see down here at the bottom, and you see our frames start moving. So just because it says 100% doesn't mean it's ready. It's 100% uploaded, and then now it's going to, you can see down here, it's chugging through the frames there a little bit. Because it has to upload the extra data from the... It's normally quicker when I don't use an Orbix, not an Orbix file, a Olympic file, but that's what it is. It is what it is, right? A small price to pay for quick rendering times. Because I said it was taking a minute a frame. It's probably going to take about 40 to 30 seconds if I wasn't using OBS and I had a free GPU, because right now, like I said, I have a lot of heavy GPU plugins enabled in OBX. I'm using GPU for clearing up the background sound. I'm using the GPU for the real-time green screen removal. Not even green screen, just full-on removal of the background. That's pretty heavy on the GPU. So we'll let it do that. Let it do its thing. And then meanwhile, I can jump over to the network and show you what's going to happen over here once we get over to the network, Octane network. We're going to upload our file over to here. You can see these are my previous renders that I've done. But we're going to go to scene, and we're going to upload our scene. We're going to drop it into here. upload our scene. We're going to create a job, and then obviously we got render credit. Your render credits will show up there on top, which is like right behind me. Right there, your render credits will show up there on the top. And yeah, like, man, if I would have known about the render network before I had my laptop, I probably would have just bought render credit instead of spending. Well, I needed a new computer in general, but like now I would just, like, instead of wasting money on trying to upgrade every single time, just save your money and buy render credits. Don't go to Starbucks for a month and you'll save money. Literally, I stopped buying Starbucks here in Japan. Like, I would go there, there was one near my work, so I would stop there and buy Starbucks, and I'll spend, like, you know, a couple. It was never just a cup of coffee, it was more. It would always end up spending like $5 or $6 in there. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna stop that. So every day I went to work, I would save $1, and in Japan $1 is a coin. I will save $1 instead of going to Starbucks. Save that $1, make my own coffee. Here's 50 coins. That's 50 bucks. Saving 50 coins. That's another 50 bucks. Saving $1 a day every time I went to work. That's another 50 coins. That's right there $150 or 150 Japanese yen. And this one is almost full. This is gonna be $200 or 200, we say niman in Japan, saved from not going to Starbucks, but saving $1 every day I went to work and did not buy that Starbucks coffee. Over $200 right here. It's amazing. A lot of people say, oh, I can't do this, I don't have enough money. I'm like, and then I see them walking and they're drinking a Starbucks coffee, or you go to McDonald's. All that stuff adds up, dude. So a prime example. Oh, let's go take a look at our files. It finished. Halfway through, almost done. I need to get go to the bathroom again. I'll be back. Alrighty, hello. I unfortunately can't get along with my live ATM. Hang on, I totally missed your comment. Let me see what's going on here. Look at the chat ninja, stream ninja. Hello, hello. Well, I unfortunately can't get along with the live ATM. 1 a.m. here, LA. Oh, I understand. But your content is amazing. By the way, bye and nice having nice live. Okay, all right, thank you. Yeah, I gotta get ready to go anyways. It's almost time to pick up my daughter from school. So to catch this final result, check on Instagram. I'll post the result on Instagram, and I'll actually post it on as a short here also on YouTube once it's finished and once I get it sent out and rendered and done. So, and I think I might actually go back and smooth out that animation and do that whole, and then upload it to the network. So probably end up canceling this way. But anyway, guys, thanks for joining. Hope you guys enjoy. Again, a 7-day free trial to my Blender Octane School if you're into that. If you're not, you don't got any money, Discord is also free. Check the Discord. And if you ain't got money for that, which is free, check out the Gumroad. Lots of free Blender Octane stuff down there. Hope you guys enjoyed. Thanks a lot for joining in. And sorry I don't schedule these. I just kind of randomly do them whenever I got free time. So that's how we roll here. Peace. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, La Paz. Thank you for hanging out. Thanks, brother. Peace, guys.